We really see digital transformation playing a key role in supporting this environmental sustainability and really across the entire life cycle of a product. Now, this can be at the outset in terms of design, better design of individual products, whether it's the design of plants or processes, and I'll touch on some examples of that in a moment, but also how you design them with end of life in mind, for example. We've touched upon operations, but certainly operations. How do you make your operations as effective as possible? And data is going to be a key element of this. How can you visualize where are the areas of inefficiency? How do you measure improvements? So introducing solutions like industrial IoT that are capturing a lot more of this data, additional sensing to visual, and then dashboards that help you visualize where your organization is at, where are the points of inefficiency that can be addressed, how are you measuring improvement as you start to introduce these solutions. And again, this can be around measuring your energy consumption through energy management systems, it can be through tracking your supply chain, reducing waste, a broad variety of elements. Also, when we consider maintenance, here there's been a lot of discussion recently around predictive maintenance. How do you better foresee unplanned downtime, the failure of an asset that might cause downtime in production? By addressing that, by having, for example, sensing, applying analytics and potentially AI on top of the data you're capturing, you can then forecast the health of an asset, when it's degrading, when it's likely to fail, identify it in advance. But also you can start identifying at what point does this asset become unsustainable. So is there also a sustainability cost that needs to be built into the equation, and using analytic solutions to help identify that. But then more broadly, tracking your supply chain, as mentioned earlier, companies are being held more to account around not just what they're doing, but also what are their suppliers doing? What are the origins of some of the resources that they're consuming? And that's not an easy thing to do. Tracking your supply chain, having that visibility is a big challenge for industry, and data, having that digital thread, not just within your organization, but across your entire supply chain, holding your suppliers to account, expecting certain metrics to be met is going to be a key element when we look at the broader footprint of an organization. Now, I mentioned design as one, and this is an area where there's already work that's being done, but how can you redesign products? Additive manufacturing is certainly an area that's helped in enabling this, but we see things like generative design here, where moving beyond just a human's ability to conceive a design and conceptualize a design, companies are using technologies like engineering tools, often infused with artificial intelligence, to really redesign projects. Now, this example on the left is from the construction industry. It's a steel connector. On the right, we have an example from where General Motors partnered with Autodesk on a seatbelt bracket. And here they were able to reduce the number of individual components from 8 to 1, but at the same time make the product 40% lighter, 20% stronger. So design tools can be used to both reinvent products, but also improve them based on certain parameters that you set. And so again, here's another example of technology being a key enabler for change.